The 1993-94 season began for Aston Villa with plenty of hope, optimism and of course confidence. They'd finished the previous year as runners-up to Manchester United in the Premiership, and as a consequence they were now back in Europe, the UEFA Cup to be more exact. And you know, they also started with the Coca-Cola Cup already on the cabinet. Well, this Coca-Cola Cup, to be more exact, Villa won it in a summer tournament in Tokyo, beating Yomiuri 2-1. Dalian Atkinson was named as man of the match. No one knew it, but this was an omen of things to come in a season when the manager had great plans for the previous year's runners-up.
Barrett's header, only down as far as Holloway. Bradley Allen didn't quite dig it out from under his feet. And Saunders got a clout across the back of the neck. Here's Andy Townsend now, making his Villa debut. Threads it through for Dalian Atkinson, he got to it! Well, Dalian Atkinson has been injured in the process, but at last he's got a goal. And Villa erupts in a celebration of a link-up in which Andy Townsend, the new £2.1 million signing from Chelsea, played a very instrumental part. That's what Ron Atkinson signed him for. The strength to come from midfield, to claim the ball, to win it, to get forward, and then to shred that little 10-yard ball through to exploit the pace of Dalian Atkinson, who didn't look to be favourite, but he got there first. McGrath. This is Holloway. Sorry, rather, Simon Barker. Ferdinand, now Holloway. Now Holloway! He tried to chip it over. Ferdinand! Oh, wonderful goal, Ferdinand! It's the only sight of Villa's goal that he's had in the first 44 minutes. Saunders on his right foot, he'll have to have a go. There have been 3 goals in this match, and they've all had the stamp of quality. And you can trace that one right back into Villa's half. 5, 6 players involved, including the veteran Gordon Cowans, back at the club for his 3rd spell, having been signed on a free transfer from Blackburn. The ball finally finding its way to last season's top scorer, Dean Saunders, and when it opened up in front of him, you just knew he had to have a dip. And Tony Roberts hardly moved his feet. It was past him into the bottom corner. Villa ahead 2-1. Staunton. That only went as far as Dalian Atkinson. Oh, it's a great goal! Dalian Atkinson making sure that the match ends on a really high note for Aston Villa. Into stoppage time, and immediately after Rangers had almost scored at the other end. And maybe that time the debut defender Tony Witter just showed an edge of inexperience, because he seemed to back off him, and Dalian Atkinson didn't need asking twice, and he hit it right through Tony Roberts. 3-1 Villa. cannoned off the side of the head of Andy Townsend, but it found Daly anyway. Staunton! Oh, Staunton! He doesn't score simple goals, does he, Steve Staunton? Everyone's a blinder. And suddenly the scoreline takes on a shape which does most accurately reflect the game. The last two Villa goals, a long time in coming, into stoppage time, but the quality continues, and Staunton with an absolute blinder.
So top spot then on opening day, and a winning start for one of the new signings, Andy Townsend.
No, good player. Excellent player, Andy, and a more than welcome acquisition to the squad and to the club.
This is a dream move for me at this stage of my career. No doubt about that. You know, I'm very keen to achieve something in the game. I haven't won any honours domestically. I've got a few caps playing for Ireland, and I've played in the World Cup. I was fortunate, hopefully, touch wood, I'll play in another one. But no, I'm really keen to, you know, walk up them steps at Wembley or be part of a team that's going for things. And I think that that Villa's definitely going to be doing that.
They reckon that winning your home games and drawing away is the formula for success, and after Queen's Park Rangers, this draw at Hillsborough certainly kept Villa on course. There was the odd scare, Nigel Worthington's cross, defended by the ever-dependable Sean Teale. Steve Froggatt was playing his first season, and he almost set up Dean Saunders, but Andy Pearce was as alert as Teale had been. Now Saunders did put the ball in the net in the second half. It was ruled offside, but close inspection might prompt a different view. 1 point then for Villa, but for the linesman's intervention, it could have been 3. So to game number 3 of the season, a trip to Selhurst Park to play Wimbledon. Another away draw and more credence to the feeling that Villa could really be onto something big. This the first match of an unbeaten season in London.
Space. Forward to Kevin Richardson. That's a brilliant goal by the Villa skipper. That was textbook football from Aston Villa. Ray Houghton receiving the ball in space, took his time, waited for the run of Kevin Richardson, waited the pass perfectly, and a left-footed shot by Richardson into the corner did the rest. Excellent goal by Villa, and they go 1 up after 18 minutes. The Dons fans finding their voice this spirited spell by Wimbledon. Grath, forward by Sanchez. Robbie-R forced away from goal. Header there by Dean Holsworth, it's in! Dean Holsworth opens his account for the season. A good cross, Dean Holsworth getting away from his man on that near post, and the Dons are level. It's gone straight in. Staunton will be credited with that goal. Carded in at the near post, looking for Paul McGrath. Paul McGrath dummied and let it run under his foot, and the goal is going definitely to Steve Staunton. The big question now is, did he mean it? Intelligent play from Paul McGrath. The upshot of all that is that Villa go ahead by 2 goals to 1. One of the most innocuous looking of situations. Should forward to Al. Might fall for Sanchez, but not if Earl Barrett's got anything to do with it. Kimball. Just 5 minutes remain for the Dons to get back into this. Cold over for Fashanu. Good leap. It's got in by John Fashanu. The across from Kimball, a towering leap by John Fassaneau, who makes it 3 out of 3.
So an unbeaten start, but then came United. The champions gave Villa their first defeat, but what a game.
Hughes gets the better of McGrath. Giggs has carried on with his run. Chance here for Manchester United, and still could be a goal, and it is for Lee Sharp. Villa now, Manchester United 1, and Lee Sharp marks his return to the side with a goal.
It's Lee Sharp's goal, but what a big thank you he's got to pay to Collins.
There's Al Barrett now. He's inside him. There he is. That's nice. Barrett. Couldn't quite find the angle for the cross. Now Parker. Richardson there. And the header down, almost in by Daly and Atkinson. That was sliding at pace off the turf.
Oh, it's a fantastic header. He's not renowned for his heading ability. I thought as it arrived there, he was going to take this in his chest. You see Steve Bruce missing it, but he opts for the header. It really was a wonderful header. Peter Schmeichel will tell you he had that covered. I'm not so sure. We've got a great view of it from this angle. Very powerful header. You think it's bending in there, and that's so close to giving Villa the equaliser.
His ball forward here. Giggs breaking down the middle again. McGrath getting the better of the tussle. It's a really fascinating battle. Now here's Daly and Atkinson. Saunders has pulled away to the far post. Atkinson might go on his own. Has that crept in? Daly and Atkinson. Schmeichel couldn't keep it out, and Villa are level, almost on the stroke of half-time.
Well, it was his only option, you know, Ian. He gets away from Steve Bruce there, and there was no way Steve could catch him. But look, Dean Saunders is working for the position. He can't get one. His only option's a shot, and big questions over Peter Schmeichel. A goalkeeper of his quality shouldn't be beaten on his near post like that. Alex Ferguson will be absolutely furious.
Well, I hesitated for a moment because I thought that Schmeichel must have saved it, pushed it round the post, but it crept in.
I'll tell you what, Gary Palliser did well for his goalkeeper. He gave him the tight angle to aim at.
The only survivor of Villa's 1982 European Cup winning side on the pitch. Of course, Gordon Cowans is on the staff. Oh, here is Sharp, one-on-one. Here's a chance for his second goal, and United second, and he's taken it. 2-1. And it's a glory night for young Lee Sharp.
Villa dropped to 10th, stayed 10th even after their home win over Tottenham. It was secured by Steve Staunton, his third goal of the season, and it made him joint top scorer with Daly and Atkinson on 3, and that from left back. So then to Everton at the end of August, a team destined for a season of struggle. Villa helped them towards it with a 1-0 win at Goodison Park. 2 new signings combined. Gordon Cowans provided the pass with a little help from Gary Ablett, and Guy Whittingham, playing his first full game, produced his first league goal for Aston Villa. Villa were back to 4th place in the table, and Whittingham had proved his worth to the boss. This was the type of goal that became his trademark while at Portsmouth.
It was a cracking goal. I mean, where Guy's been a bit unfortunate is we haven't been able to fit him in quite as much as we would have wanted him to. But I mean, that's one of the situations when you're with a big club with lots of players.
Again, that was another game we started off really brightly, and it was Guy's first goal for the club, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Yeah, I remember he ran onto a through ball and just managed to get there before the defender and tucked it under Southall as Southall came out. Took his goal well, and we played well on that night. We battled hard and we defended strongly, and we had, to be fair, we could have won it easier than we did.
Well, after Everton came Coventry City. draw. In 7 games now, Villa had been beaten only once. A fine start which set them up superbly for their first European trip of the season. Birmingham Airport was the starting point for a journey to Czechoslovakia and a UEFA Cup first-round tie with Slovan Bratislava.
Kev, European trip, it's good to have this kind of big match atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, everybody gets excited about the travelling, and you meet some of the fans along the way. It's good, it's nice.
For most of the players, it's their first Aston Villa European trip, but most of the players are experienced international footballers and have played in Europe before anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point for us, internationals and club level as well. So hopefully that'll put in good stead for the coming game.
Of course, you know what it takes as well to go and win in Europe with your club experience. Is there any particular way of playing away matches these days?
I don't know, it just maybe it's the team you play. Obviously we'll get to know a lot more about them when we get out there, and as the game develops, if we know we can win the game first time, I'm sure we will do it. But I think it's a battle of wills. We'll just be, settling in, see how it goes, and I suppose maybe just wait for the shout from the gaffer if he's going to change it or if he's happy with the way things are going.
Ron is known to be very positive in Europe. He likes to get an away goal. That's an important thing for him.
Well, he's had a lot of experience. He was at Atletico Madrid for 56 days. So he's got a lot of experience behind him. The gaffer's a good technical fella, so I'm sure he'll be doing all his homework, and we're just waiting to be told how to approach this game.
Well, this was a typical footballing journey to Bratislava, plenty of banter and an enjoyable atmosphere, involving both players and supporters alike.
I think we came with the intention of winning. Sometimes that doesn't always happen, the way the game went. There were times when they could have won it, particularly early on, but after that we've got a little bit of disappointment because we felt the longer the game went, the more strong and the better we were, and probably we had enough chances to have seen them off.
And certainly he should have had a penalty. Well, it was a penalty, it just wasn't given.
It's an amazing decision. The only thing I can say in the referee's favour there, probably he thought that if he gives a penalty, he has to send the goalkeeper off.
Sean Teal coming up on the near post. Guy Whittingham already there. Swung in low, and Forrest forced to punch it. Back it comes from Cowans. This is Williams. Stockwell looking for the long one to Marshall. Back to picked out Mason. Mason gets it through to Marshall. Chance here, 1-0. Nigel Spink half blocked the shot, but Marshall was able to carry on and hit the ball left-footed into the roof of the net. And Ipswich Town take the lead 9 minutes into this game. Cowans. Such a good passer of the ball is Cowans. Staunton trying to open them up down the middle, and Saunders has got goal side, gets the shot in, oh, and he scored! What a bad goal from Ipswich Town's point of view. They stood and watched as the ball came over the top. Saunders made the run, and that's his second of the season. 20 minutes on the clock. It's Ipswich Town 1, Aston Villa 1. This is Saunders. Kevin Richardson. To Whittingham, a chance here for Whittingham. Oh! Just past the far post, that was so close. Mixed there, covering on that post, but Guy Whittingham stole in behind. And Ipswich Town riding their luck in the opening minutes of this second half. Villa could well have had 2 or 3 goals. But Villa dominating the ball in this second half. Townsend again. Linnigan getting back behind to read that one. But he's given it straight away again. Sloppy passing this from Ipswich. They keep regaining possession and then giving the ball away. You can't really do that against teams of Villa's quality. Cowans. Whittingham. Saunders. Richardson with space on the right hand side. He's had to check his run or else he'd have been offside. Saunders will... He plays it to Barrett. Whittingham had made the run inside. Townsend. Townsend with a shot. Oh, what a goal! Left-footed, and he cracked that one in. Well, he's made amends for that miss in the opening minute of the second half. Andy Townsend blasts Aston Villa into the lead. 55 minutes into this game. And that one, an unstoppable shot that ripped past Craig Forrest's flaying hand. And Villa lead Ipswich by 2-1.
Meanwhile in the league, Villa went to Oldham on September the 25th. 9 games and still only 1 defeat.
Whittingham. This is Richardson. Whips that ball in. Oldham defend well. Here's Bernard. Adams streaking away down that left-hand side. That's a good ball. Fine ball from Bernard. Early ball in. Sharp's there. So was Teal. Milligan. Sharp. In now for Haller. 1-0. Oh, what a delightful goal that was. Oh, Richardson tried to find Saunders. And now given away by Jobson. Bigger clearance might have done then. Redmond saving header. Here comes Cowans. Bit of pressure here. Offside given again. Well, goal won't stand. Offside given. Villa fans don't know it yet. Guy Whittingham doesn't know it yet. And amidst all the celebrations, Guy Whittingham is actually offside. He knows about it now. There's the man responsible. And the Villa fans go absolutely mad about that one. Adams tried to take on Cox. Fullback did well. Good play from Neil Cox. Villa stepping up the pace. Here comes Houghton. Just chip that ball in. Saunders. It had to come. And Dean Saunders for once escapes the attentions of Messrs Jobson and Redmond. Ray Houghton this time the provider. And Saunders, well, he couldn't miss from that sort of range, could he? That's the equaliser. Villa back on level terms.
Cox. It's a wicked looking ball in, and Townsend with the header, and then a good shot by Whittingham, and it's hammered in by Atkinson. Richardson. Townsend, fancy a shot here.
big to fancy it. And still Petco. And the shot by Krivila, and it's in.
The 2-1 was enough to take Villa through to the next round. After that, though, Newcastle inflicted a second home defeat of the season on them. West Ham were held to a goalless draw at Upton Park, and Dean Saunders had ensured a 1-1 draw with Deportivo La Coruña in Spain. Chelsea at home were next, and Dalian Atkinson's 5th goal of the campaign. It was set up by Gordon Cowans and Tony Daly, and finished in typically emphatic style. Now this was a goal which set the tone for an Atkinson virtuoso performance. Saunders was the static decoy and Atkinson took full advantage. Indeed, he might have had a second. Chelsea's defence conveniently stepped aside for him, but Dimitri Karin in Chelsea's goal wasn't quite so obliging. Even with that win, Villa stayed 7th. Next in the league came a trip to Swindon.
Andy Much goes down under a strong challenge from Ekiog. I'm not quite sure what the referee has given, but he's walking to the penalty spot. Well, he didn't make it all that clear to start with. Keith Burge, he pointed in that direction, but there was a little silence of doubt around the county ground. Well, it was a strong challenge into the back of Andy Much, and the home side with an opportunity to open the scoring with a spot kick from Paul Bowden. He's got 2 from the penalty spot already this season, and this to put his team ahead. Now, has that set up a sparkling afternoon for Swindon, who lead in the Premiership game against Aston Villa. Swindon have upped the work rate since they took the lead. Froggatt. And that's a free kick, I think, against McLaren. Certainly it's a Villa ball. It's a danger that Swindon are always going to have to be aware of. The pace of Steve Froggatt down that left touch line. Parker knocks it in. Sean Teal. Oh, isn't he thrilled at that, Sean Teal? His first goal of the season, and there's never very many in a season at all from Sean Teal. But he's got Villa back on equal terms. May also have taken a little deflection off the defender who was in front of Fraser Digby. But with 3 minutes to go to half-time, it's 1 apiece. He gets his first involvement. And is immediately brought down by Horlock. Kevin Horlock was a youth product at West Ham, although he didn't get a senior game. Came as a free transfer player to Swindon. Townsend who takes it. Cut out by Sean Taylor. Richardson. Now Townsend. Cuts it back. Atkinson. Simple. Well, who said he hadn't had much impact on this match? Just needs a sniff of an opportunity. Villa take the lead. And all credit to Andy Townsend, who took the initial free kick, and then when the ball came back out, took it on his chest to get inside Paul Bowden, who was scrambling to get back, and then looked up and picked out Dalian Atkinson.
Swindon's quite an easy one to remember. I remember Hugo giving them a penalty early, about 20 minutes ago, which you couldn't really have. and then I made it 1-1 from a free kick, as far as I remember. Swung in swinger. Someone got a flick on it, I don't know, and luckily it just fell to my left foot on the volley. Just got enough on it to sort of carry it past the keeper's outstretched arm, and I think someone got to it on the line but couldn't keep it out.
Are those sort of things from free kicks something you work on? You get into a certain position?
Yeah, we try to. They don't come off very often. I mean, if you ask the boss about them, he'd say we don't score enough from free kicks, corners, things like that. But we practice them for a good sort of at least an hour a week.
So does that give you extra satisfaction when it does come off?
Yeah, it's always nice when things that you practice on the training pitch come off. You know, just for us, it doesn't really happen enough.
Teal, Townsend. Dispossessed by Anderson. In fact, the mistake that's going to mean Arsenal taking the lead here and getting their goal. And Martin Bodnam had a long think about that. Andy Townsend caught in possession, but Ian Wright caught there by Sean Teal. And Arsenal, with a couple of minutes plus a lot more stoppage time to go in this first half, having failed to score in their last 4 games in the league, had a chance to end that barren run with Ian Wright's penalty, and he doesn't take the chance. Bosnich pushes it onto the post and hauls up his hand in triumph, and the nightmare continues for Arsenal. Bosnich again, pushing it out for Sally. Jensen, and the goalkeeper again. Well, if you want a cameo of the brilliance of Mark Bosnich, here it all is. He goes the right way for the penalty, and then there was a bit of chaos here. And they needed him again. Limpar. Teal knocks it only as far as Dixon. Keown to clip it forward first time. Wright took it well. Oh, that's simply fantastic. He can forget about the penalty failure now. Doing the covering well. And leaving it for Selly. He wasn't quite best placed to react to that. Winterburn flying in. Caught Townsend. Whittingham behind Adams here. Guy Whittingham has equalised for Aston Villa. The switch plays off for Ron Atkinson. And it was Dalian Atkinson who delivered the telling pass. Now, if Tony Adams had pulled Whittingham down there, he would have been sent off. Whittingham off one post, off the other. And he's come on here to do the trick for Aston Villa. Against the run of play, it's 1-1. Saunders scurrying across here. Whittingham in the middle. And a winner from Andy Townsend in injury time for Aston Villa. The supporters can scarcely believe it. Arsenal are absolutely stunned. Ron Atkinson takes it all in his stride. And Andy Townsend, very left-footed by nature, has a swing with the right foot. In it flies.
By November the 20th, Villa had still only lost 2 in the league, both incidentally at home. Victory over Sheffield United left them well placed in the table. Gary Parker was close to the first Villa goal. Parker was also involved in the next real chance. His run set up Dalian Atkinson, but a corner was the sum total of the effort. What it did do, though, was set up the only goal of the game for Guy Whittingham. A well-worked, well-rehearsed corner, this one. Richardson found Atkinson, Saunders made the run, and Whittingham claimed his third of the season at the far post.
Well, Guy Whittingham's goal put Aston Villa second, and the wins over Sheffield United and Arsenal had quickly eliminated the pleasure and the despondency of that UEFA Cup exit at the hands of the Spaniards. A home match with Southampton came next, a game you would have thought that was ideal for Villa to extend their run. Instead, it was a match which highlighted Villa's frustrating inconsistency in the league.
Now, for a team so high in the league, Southampton, perennial basement strugglers, should have been simple fare. But the Villa Park bug that Ron Atkinson found so hard, if not impossible to explain, struck again. Matthew Le Tissier, a player held in such high regard by the Villa boss, scored both in Southampton's 2-0 win. He almost got the second with his head. That would have been a rare occurrence. But Bosnich parried the effort, only for Le Tissier to net the rebound. Next up for Villa were Liverpool at Anfield.
Short corner for Liverpool. Fowler! This time it's in. Right on half-time, and Villa stand as Grobbelaar leads the jubilation. Villa stand, hang their heads, and they know that they're going to get their ears warmed by the comments of Ron Atkinson to give away a goal like that. Here's Wright winning the header. Down to Atkinson, who holds it up well. Townsend. To Stratford here. Nicol, that's short. Atkinson could reach this. Dalian Atkinson, 1-1. Into the second half.
Well, it deserved to be level. I think I have to say that. But it's an error that gets them there. Steve Nichol's not able to get enough on it. And just when you think, oh, he's lost the chance, he shows great composure there. It would have been easy for him to have tried to go for goal and knock the ball off Steve Nicol. But I've said looks shaky at the back all game for me, and I think this just confirms it. Great composure and knocks it in. And that 2 minutes after, he got it right rollicking from his manager.
Fowler, and it's Redknapp in the clear. Can this restore Liverpool's lead? 2-1, Jamie Redknapp. And Dalian Atkinson gave the ball away.
Well, from seat to centre, Dalian Atkinson. Very casual with an attempted crossfield pass.
A run of consecutive league defeats was brought to a halt at Loftus Road. Paul McGrath scored his first goal of the season, but his header from David Bardsley's cross was unfortunately past his own goalkeeper. Villa were soon level though through the skipper. Gary Parker's run and cross appeared to have come to nothing, but Kevin Richardson's eye for goal came to the fore. It was 8 games since his last goal and a further 8 games back to the one before, so on that basis he was due this success. The next goal came from Gary Penrice. Remember him? He never really fitted into Villa Park's setup after Joe Venglos brought him in, so this must have been sweet, but it wasn't to be the winner. Another Gary, Parker, denied Penrice that pleasure with a shot worthy of winning any game. Certainly Rangers gave him the scope by neatly backing away, but Parker took full advantage with his first goal of the season. Villa were now 5th. 4 days later came another 2-all draw, this one at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Chris Bart-Williams scored first for Wednesday. But Wednesday couldn't keep that lead for long. Neil Cox ensured an equaliser before half-time, his first of the season, and one he was quite happy with. In the second half, Villa got their noses in front when a neat build-up ended with Dalian Atkinson flattened in the area. Surely there could be no doubt about the decision, nor indeed the penalty from Dean Saunders. But a second own goal of the week gave Wednesday a draw. At Queen's Park Rangers had been Paul McGrath. Now it was his partner Sean Teal's turn. He suffered and Villa were now 6th.
Keane, and Villa are struggling here. Cantona! Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. With this Manchester United defensive unit, and one of them, Bruce, puts Cantona away. He's in, he's scored, it's the game over now. Eric Cantona has made absolutely sure. Oh, it'll be hard on Villa if they concede yet another one here. And they might. Barrett's given it to Ince, they have done. 3-0.
Well, I think Barrett, Martin, the first half, it's his deflection where it matters most for Martin, in my opinion, in football. And that's in the last third.
Oh, they've got one back, and it's Neil Cox who deserves it more than any other player for Aston Villa. 3-1. What a flurry of goals in the closing stages here.
In Christmas week, the run of 4 without a win was ended at Norwich.
There's Teal. Staunton helping it on.
And Sutton gets in behind Barrett here for Norwich and scores. A fine piece of finishing by Chris Sutton. And typical of his current form. Koku on the right had a hand in the build-up, but when the ball was played behind Barrett, Sutton magnificently. There's a Koku, and Barrett couldn't reach the back pass. Sutton goes into the gap. Bosnich narrows the angle, but that is an unerring finish. Here's Guy Whittingham. Oh, it's a back pass by Culverhouse that Houghton snaps up and beats Gunn and scores. Villa are level. Ray Houghton. It's a goal that could mean an awful lot to Aston Villa in their situation, but Ian Culverhouse, I've hardly seen him make a mistake this season, but that was one. Gunn couldn't rectify it, Houghton was round him and slipped the ball in the net. But in fact I think it was Woodthorpe first of all, but then certainly Culverhouse's pass. Houghton's in like lightning. It's 1-1, 56 minutes. Richardson, Houghton, Saunders, again crisp.
by Aston Villa. Saunders again, and neat.
Oh, great shot, fine goal! Dean Saunders! Oh, how badly he needed that! And what a way to end a thin spell for the little striker. Oh, he drove it with that right foot from well outside the area, and Gunn was flying through the air and got nowhere near it. It's 2-1 Aston Villa. 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes. And what could this have done, not just for Aston Villa's chances tonight, but for their season perhaps, who knows? They've turned this match round for the time being.
Yeah, we played well that game. I think Bozzy had made some good saves in that game, and I think that's probably the best we played for a long time. We needed that win as well.
What do you remember of your goal?
I remember, I think it was Kevin Richardson played a ball in sort of cross-field to me, and as it was coming, Culverhouse was inside me. I just touched it inside and whacked it, and it just dipped under the bar.
And then the other goal came from Ray Houghton.
Yeah, he went round. Yeah, he went round the goalkeeper. That was right. Yeah, a great finish. He went through, went round the goalie and tucked it away. But it was a good win for us because we needed 3 points. We were going through a bit of a bad spell there.
But that bad spell was resumed on New Year's Day. The new Doug Ellis stand, as it was to be named, was officially opened, an honour bestowed by the board to celebrate the chairman's 70th birthday. Alan Shearer spoiled the party though with the game's only goal, as Blackburn kept up their challenge and Villa were beginning to drop out of it. This goal meant it was now 5 games and 6 weeks since Villa's last win at Villa Park. A fortnight later, after 2 cup games, including an FA Cup success at Exeter City, Villa were back at Villa Park, and at last there was something for the home fans to cheer, as West Ham were casually swept aside. The first was another sweetly timed shot from the skipper, Kevin Richardson. But the Hammers were level through Martin Allen, perhaps the traditional West Ham style of goal this one, from back to front, a cross missed by Sean Teal, it has to be said, and Allen putting Hammers level. But then came 2 from Dalian Atkinson. He hadn't scored since November the 30th, but the first of the brace was Atkinson at his very best, shrugging off a defender and then beating Tony Gale to the loose ball. In putting Villa back in front, Atkinson sustained an injury in the collision with Gale. But even this couldn't stop a spectacular second from him. This was Villa at something like their best, neat passing style, giving West Ham a taste of their traditional Upton Park medicine, and a finish from the top draw. This was number 12 for the season for Atkinson, But also in the game there was one to remember from the skipper.
Kevin, pick out an early season game. Home against West Ham must have been one that you will remember quite fondly with one of the 3 goals.
Yes, it's not very often that I score goals, but I think it was about a 30-yarder. I didn't realise I could kick it that far, but it was nice to go in, and I'm just glad I hit the target.
Is that something you practice in training, those sort of shots?
No. We do shooting practice and whatnot. I think if the game's going, you know, you're playing well and you might try something different. And I was doing okay that game, and it just fell to me, and I said, well, I'm going to hit this. And you know, I was really pleased to score such a good goal.
People say as soon as you've hit a goal like that, as soon as you've hit the shot, you instantly know it's going in. Did you?
Yeah, I hit it quite sweet. It was a nice connection. I usually put them wide or high, but I managed to keep this one down, and it just sneaked in inside the post.
It was a game that was also memorable for 2 from Daly and Atkinson.
Yeah, very memorable, because he played for starters. Sorry, Dee.
Saunders, and he's made up for it. Lovely finish this time. And Dean Saunders puts Aston Villa in front with their 4th chance of the half. Hopkin just inside, going to the wing now. Side again, Hopkin. It's a good run. It may go for Steen. It may still go for Steen. Chelsea equalise. Mark Steen.
And in these circumstances, I think either manager would accept to win and worry about the means in which it was achieved afterwards. This could turn it Villa's way with Andy Townsend homing in. Aston Villa 1, Leeds United 0. Home hasn't always been where the heart is for Villa this season, but they're in front. They've had to work very hard to get there.
Well, I said I'd like to see Townsend get forward more at the beginning of the match. And for the first time, he loses Gary McAllister. And for what's a really tight angle, squeezes it in. It's a lovely ball in behind John Newsom, who can do nothing to it. He's got no one up with him. He's got to go for a goal. And he finishes it very well indeed.
His 4th goal for Aston Villa. Saunders definitely onside here. He's got 2 to his left. On he goes for goal. It was touched over by Beanie.
The one thing about Dean Saunders, whether he's in a good spell or bad spell, when he gets in and around the area, you can guarantee he's always going to have a shot at goal.
Some of his header. Good defending by Barrett. Richardson, run by Townsend. Saunders. It's there! 31 minutes, Dean Saunders the scorer. Mid-February, and Dean Saunders into double figures at last. He actually retreated from an offside position as Townsend burst through, when he was allowed to take his part in what followed, and his shot was decisive, and Aston Villa have the advantage. Houghton. Townsend to Saunders. Froggett's made a good forward run, created space for Tony Daly. Oh, good header and a good goal. And Froggett's stayed in there, and he's got his reward. What a comeback for the 20-year-old. He hasn't played for Aston Villa since their game at Swindon at the end of October. Tried out really in the left-back role today, but getting forward in familiar territory and profiting from that excellent cross from Tony Daly. 10 minutes of the second half gone. It's Aston Villa 2, Swindon Town 0. Lifted over McGrath, but only for Earl Barrett to sweep away. Townsend, good ball for Houghton. Houghton, very good ball for Daly. Running at Kilcline, and still running. Kilcline got a foot in, might come for Froggatt again. Blocked by Whitbread, and just as well, because John Sheffield was scrambling a little bit behind him. Corner didn't clear Atkinson though. Horlock. That's better, there's a chance there for Whitbread. Free header, he'll be disappointed that he picked out Bosnich rather than a corner of the goal either side of him. Houghton. Saunders has got some space beyond Kilcline. Out comes Sheffield. Penalty. Dean Saunders was running wide, but it was a race for the ball, and Saunders was the man who got there first, and Sheffield was the man who got there second. And the keeper caught the striker, and now he's got to try and catch his penalty. It's Saunders against Sheffield again. Oh! And Saunders the winner again, just. 21 minutes of the second half gone, and Dean Saunders should have makes it safe for Villa. His second is their third. John Sheffield making his debut for Swindon on loan from Cambridge, got down to it but couldn't quite keep it out. Quite make up for the foul which conceded the penalty. Houghton. Atkinson. Saunders. Nyholt got a foot on the ball, but it's come for Richardson, and that's 4. The captain makes it emphatic. And some of Aston Villa's attacking play in this second half has been of very high quality. Big cup week ahead of them, and the perfect tonic for those crucial games coming up against Tranmere Rovers and Bolton Wanderers. Here goes York. Daly down the middle to his left, Saunders to his right. Atkinson to York. Away from Kilcline, down he goes under pressure from Nyholt's challenge, and Dean Saunders will get a hat-trick chance from the spot. Penalty won by the substitute Dwight York. There are 6 minutes remaining. Nice balance from York, invited the challenge, and the challenge wasn't quite good enough. Dean Saunders has never scored a hat-trick for Aston Villa. He has now. It's 5-0, and Saunders has got 3. And look out anybody who is standing between Aston Villa and Wembley Stadium.
Ball now with Kevin Richardson. That's a great run by Parker. He's onside. This is dangerous for Tottenham. He's onside more than alone. He must score, Parker. Parker has opened the scoring for Aston Villa. The defence was split there, the offside trap. Let Tottenham down. Here we go now. Can Spurs get a goal? It's Barmby. Great run, Barmby. Penalty. Right on the edge of the area. No complaints from the Villa boys though, and I think Barmby's hurt here. That was right on the edge. This is serious pressure, but Anderton's the man for the job. Oh, great save! Magnificent save again from Bosnich. Would you believe this man?
Townsend. Here's Daly. Townsend lets it run, Saunders, Townsend, Daly's got the chance, Tony Daly's got the goal, and Aston Villa have taken the lead.
That's a great strike on his left foot, Tony Daly. They rode the luck a little. It was great thinking by Andy Townsend. Watch the way he steps over this. Now he wants a 1-2. Now Dean Saunders didn't quite deliver it. They get lucky there. But I tell you, there's nothing lucky about the strike. Beautifully clean hit strike. Over goes Townsend. He wanted it straight back in his path. It broke a couple of times, but what a lovely finish from Tony Daly.
The home match with Ipswich ended a little run of success. They were unbeaten for 7 league matches. Ipswich were at the wrong end of the table, but like Southampton earlier in the season, Ipswich caused an upset. Gavin Johnson scored the game's only goal. Whatever the merits of Mark Bosnich's season, he won't have been happy with this concession. Defeat at home to Ipswich was followed by away defeat at Leeds, the second time the two sides had met in just over a month. The pace of Rod Wallace caught out the defence, and this was the game in which the problems in front of goal, strangely confined to just league games, suddenly became apparent for Villa. Because in just 5 league games, including this one, Villa had scored only twice. With the likes and Atkinson in the side, it's a scarcely believable statistic. But at this stage of the league campaign, things just weren't happening for Villa in front of goal. On that basis then, Leeds didn't need a second goal in this one, but they got it. Brian Deane, who had scoring problems of his own through the season, gained a near-post header, and Villa were down to 7th place in the table. Another defeat came 3 days later at home to Oldham, a team destined for relegation. Villa did manage to claim a goal in this one, but it was an own goal, although Gary Parker did come close to breaking through from 25 yards. But it was in the second half that Villa took the lead, courtesy of Oldham defender Steve Redmond. Had he left it, it was a goal kick. Instead, his untimely intervention put Villa ahead. But the lead didn't last. The Coca-Cola Cup final was just 8 days away, and perhaps a few minds had wandered. Whatever the reason, Darren Beckford put Oldham level with a run which left the defence behind. Then it was left for Rick Holden to score the winner. A great free kick this, especially when you bear in mind the keeper. There aren't many who beat Mark Bosnich from here. But Holden did, and Villa had lost their 3rd consecutive match. Hardly the sort of form to take to the finale of a glorious Coca-Cola Cup run.
It's funny, I mean, hand on heart, I always had a feeling for us to do well in the Coca-Cola Cup. You know, and even when the draw came out, Birmingham City, that got us into the competition straight away. You know, it wasn't one of those where we have a feeler and we maybe go and play Exeter or maybe go and play somebody else. We were bang into the tournament, 2 local derbies, 2 difficult games. We 1-0 results in both of them. But in all fairness, we maybe Birmingham could at some given time may have felt a bit unlucky that They didn't get closer to us. But that was a good start. You know, it's nice, big crowds. It gave us the feel of the tournament straight away.
Bosnich is going to have to come on with half an hour gone to replace Nigel Spink.
Oh, it's a shame when something like this happens. It's just one of those things, and as I say, fortunately in these days we can exchange a goalkeeper with a goalkeeper, so it doesn't become a farce.
Well, Spink did well to win the place from the young Australian this season, with Bosnich having been the man in possession of the goalkeepers' clubs most of last season, so he'll be anxious to make the most of this unexpected opportunity. Staunton wins it back. No one has any time on the ball in this game. Foul by Townsend on Smith. Birmingham's free kick. White's free kicks have been quite useful so far. He's been finding Richard Dryden, who's gone forward again, left edge of the penalty area as Birmingham look at it. And then it goes towards him, and he wins it again, and here's Saville. It's a penalty. Daly and Atkinson looks in disbelief at referee Barrett, but the official had no doubt whatsoever. Jimmy.
A very good free kick in, as you said, Alan. Dryden rose brilliantly, and there's Saville, and I don't think you can argue. I don't think any of the Villa players were arguing about it.
And John Frayne, ironically, is the only Birmingham-born man on the field. Has a wonderful opportunity to put the First Division side ahead here against Villa. But it's been saved by the stand-in goalkeeper. Bosnich the hero. That's a disappointment for Frayne.
Well, I suppose Mark Bosnich, this evening as the teams ran out and he walked out behind them, didn't realise that he was going to be the local hero tonight.
Staunton. Over the heads to Richardson, chance here! To go. Kevin Richardson gives Aston Villa the lead.
A great ball by Stevie Staunton, and actually, if any players deserve to score, it is Kevin Richardson. He's found the space time and time again. That time he found it in the box where it mattered, and the ball was played in beautifully. He was on his own, but it was a great run by him.
Well, the League Cup hasn't been a lucky competition for him. He's played in 2 losing finals for Everton and Arsenal. But how important that goal could be for his latest club, Aston Villa, in making progress this season. That's a fine run this by Donowa, taking him right into the heart of the Villa defence. He did well, and Carl Shutt hits the ball with superb power. That was an excellent effort by Carl Shutt, and it brought the best out of Bosnich in the Villa goal. What a moment that might have been for Birmingham, Jimmy.
Yes, it's the first decent move of the evening, and what a great run by Louis Donowa. Strong, tremendous 50-yard run upfield, finishing with the Shutt shot.
And Villa rattled, no question. Tate, well played. Richardson with a rather strong tackle, and Tate reacts, and a little nudge sends the Villa captain in amongst the Villa supporters.
It's a silly thing, because Tate's now going to get booked. No question about that. He deserves to get booked. He might have had a case. Richardson might have gone into him, but very silly, really.
Yes, a totally unnecessary caution, we assume.
Oh, I think it'd be a...
Well, I think that is unjust, I have to say. I did not feel it merited a sending off.
No, that was never a sending off offence. Not really. That's very sad. Well, it's sad because Richardson was the culprit to start with. Tate retaliated, shouldn't have done, but in fairness, should never have got sent.
I would have to say I disagree with Gerald Ashby there. I didn't feel that that incident was worthy of a red card. And Villa have possession with Atkins. Good tackle by Dryden. Hooper. And he wins the throw off Saunders. Well, you've got to admire the way Birmingham City have taken this game to the Premiership team, in spite of the fact that they only have 10 men after Tate's sending off. Marden. Good strong tackle that was on Richardson, but it breaks to Saunders, and Saunders is clear and could finish it here.
Oh dear, he must have been 3 yards offside, taking nothing away from him.
Villa Park celebrates, and Birmingham's brave resistance is ended by Dean Saunders.
Then up at Sunderland, I mean, a good victory, highlighted by arguably one of the goals of the season from Dalian.
Yeah, I mean, for the first 20 minutes, it was like the Alamo, wasn't it? They attacked us non-stop. Bosnich seemed to be making saves here, there and everywhere. Then right out the blue, we go 1-0 up with a great break from the halfway line. They batter us again, and all of a sudden we made another great break the length of the field, and Kevin Richardson has put us 2-0 up. And, you know, we start talking after that game, you start thinking, I mean, Sunderland got beat 4-2, and yet we probably felt they were the better side. But we started feeling then, I wonder. Because the funny thing, excuse me, in that tournament, goals have been a problem for us this season. But they weren't such a problem in that particular competition.
Goodman, but it was Armstrong who got to it first. Gray's going to be jumping, and Goodman's got on the end of it. Robbed, though, in the midfield by Richardson. And away come Villa. Parker. Richardson, the skipper, ready to slide it through to Atkinson. Dalian Atkinson, great goal by Dalian Atkinson, and Villa get the chance and take it. 27 minutes gone, and for all Sunderland's attacking, Dalian Atkinson shows the way to goal. Newcastle-born Richardson sliding that one through. Atkinson was away, outside of the boot. Chamberlain left for dead. That's an expert finish there from Dalian Atkinson. His 6th of the season, and the timing for Villa was perfect after Sunderland had all the pressure to date. And look at the challenging there. Atkinson, but away comes Tony Daly now. Whittingham is in the middle, so too Richardson. 2-0, and Sunderland punished again. Richardson, who created the first, converts the second. Tony Daly's pace, the break was lightning. Villa had men spare. Richardson whacked the chance away. Again played into the middle there for Richardson, who'd made a great run from midfield, smashing the ball past Chamberlain. And away comes Goodman, who was so full of running in the first half. Smith again. And McGrath away. Down there for Gray, and that's the goal they were looking for. Phil Gray finds a way through this time. Atkinson. Houghton is out wide in a very dangerous position, and Lawrence coming out, and Houghton, and it's another goal for Villa, and Houghton comes on and makes an instant hit. Wow, that's a sensational entrance there from Ray Houghton. 15 minutes left, Lawrence was back defending, his control let him down, and Houghton closed him down and got the touch, and it was in the back of the net. Gray. Hours into the final minute now. Goodman, Sunderland come forward in hope and as well out of habit from the way they've attacked this game, but talking of attacking, here goes Dalian Atkinson, and that's it, and good night. Dalian Atkinson rubs salt in the wounds. In the final minute, his second of the match, Atkinson, a solo, but the stuffing already knocked out of them. Got a deflection, it seemed, off Kevin Ball. Chamberlain given no chance, but I'm sure that Atkinson will want to claim his 7th goal of the season.
Away at Sunderland, it was a good win, and arguably, if I can say so in your presence, the goal of the season.
Which one?
Yours.
Which one? I got 2 that day, didn't I?
Yeah, but you started right from deep inside your own half and just kept going and going.
Oh yeah, that was, well, in saying that, yeah, that was a second goal. Took a deflection, to be honest. But I mean, it looked the part, didn't it? I mean, I played for the first goal actually in that game, because I thought it's a great ball from Kevin Richardson. I've took it in my stride on one touch to the edge of the box, and I've just hit it with the outside of my foot in the far corner. It was just like a nice, like a sweet movement. Like, you know, I was very pleased with that goal. I would have put that as the best goal of the 2, but I suppose everyone likes to do different things.
The Arsenal performance when we won 1-0 probably overall was our best performance of the season. Even better than the final, even better than the semi-final replay, because we beat them comprehensively. It was a 1-0 going on 5. We had 2 very good goals disallowed, and we looked composed. We looked in control of the game. That was good. Tottenham was a little bit different. I mean, we went down there early on. We had a lot of problems early on. You know, Tottenham were playing well. It was like their last throw of the dice. Take the lead just after half-time. They equalised, and then Earl Barrett came up for his seasonal goal.
Saunders, Atkinson, Saunders again. Atkinson right in there. Problems here for Arsenal as Villa go into the lead. Dalian Atkinson with 5 minutes of the game gone. Great work by Saunders as well. A nice little 1-2. Atkinson played it, Saunders did well. Atkinson took the initiative again, and as Seaman came out, slipped it by him beautifully to put Villa into the lead. Well, they slipped like thieves in the night here at the first part of this month to score a last-minute winner and take 3 Premiership points. They're on the move again, Aston Villa. Townsend. Dalian Atkinson. Oh, what a good ball played for Saunders. Is another one? No. Offside. The flag is up. It was Townsend's throw. Good vision again by Dalian Atkinson. And just at that moment the flag was up and Saunders given offside. With a header, Houghton can take it up for Villa. Got Saunders there, and Atkinson's in the middle. Richardson's coming up quickly as well. Parker's in there too. And it was knocked away, not very successfully, and it's another one for Atkinson. No, the flag is up. Atkinson can't believe it. Well, they had 1 disallowed in the first half, and they were desperately unlucky with this. They thought they'd got a 2-goal cushion here. As Atkinson rifled in another one. It was Bold's clearance. And it's hard to see how that was offside. Kersley. Samways hustled out of it by Dalian Atkinson. Did well there. And it might come now for Houghton! 1-0 to Aston Villa. The ball given away by Tottenham outside the penalty area. Atkinson took charge there. Ball slipped through to Ray Houghton. Beyond Torsvett, 1-0.
first crucial breakthrough comes to the visitors with this amazing away record of theirs. But Spurs are striking back with some ferocity now. They're a goal down. Just over an hour played. Gazelle, little touch. Anderton. Barnby with a shot! It's Kasky who's made it 1-1. As he fell and in fact deflected off a Villa boot. But it's 1-1. And Spurs are right back in it again. Just deflected off the boot of Sean Teal, but it's Kasky's goal. Brazil battling and losing against Anderson, or Atkinson. Still with Atkinson. Just pokes out the foot and finds Dean Saunders. Deflected for the corner. So once again, Teal is up from the defence. McGrath has stayed back. Parker's going to take it. And a goal! Oh, Barrett! It crept under Torsvett's body. And the keeper will be less than happy with that one. Villa go back in the lead. There's the corner, there's the header, and there's the embarrassment for the keeper.
The first time I had a feeling it might not be our year, it was at Tranmere when John Aldridge put them 3-0 up. I honestly felt then, I thought, because quite honestly I don't care what anybody said, I was in as good a position as anybody. He was a mile offside. At 2-0, when the two lads had put them 2-0 up, yeah, I felt we could bring that back. When it went to 3-0, I thought we're going out of this competition. And then, of course, with the last kick of the match, Dalian has volleyed us back in. Then the pendulum swings again. Then that gives us the chance at the match at Villa Park, which I think most people would describe as one of the epics of the last few years.
Use of the hand there by Houghton, and the free kick quickly taken by Tranmere. O'Brien in possession for that. Mulkey. Now Neville. Aldridge and Irons ahead of him. And very nearly a great ball, and it drops to Nolan. Yes! Tranmere take the lead. It's dreamland. Renton Park. Dangerous towards Hughes on the near post. Nevin. He's beaten Atkinson and gets an excellent cross in. It's another corner.
He started to use some magic, is Nevin.
Malkin on the near post there. Aldridge with both hands held high, as signal for a pre-arranged move as he spins away. Hughes gets the flick again, comes back to Hughes. It's 2-0. O'Brien to Nevin. Hurrying and scurrying to try and get Tranmere forward. This is Irons. That's a great ball, and Aldridge is onside here. He's done it! That could be the most important goal John Aldridge has ever scored for Tranmere Rovers. It needed a rebound off the post, but who on Merseyside is complaining? Villa must just get it forward. No pretty stuff now. They've just got to get it into the box. Townsend. And he's been fouled by Irons. Now they've got an opportunity to get it into the box and force something from the free kick.
Harsh decision, but we can talk and analyse the whys and the wherefores all night. But 3-0, what a decisive result in the first leg of a semi-final competition.
Richardson's kick, and headed across the face of goal, and Atkinson strikes it in, and that could be just as vital as Aldridge's goal for Tranmere. After all that time of concentration and defending, Tranmere finally concede one a minute into stoppage time. Daly's little flick header, and Atkinson rifled it in with his right foot for his 13th season and his 4th in this competition, to change the scoreline from 3-0 to 3-1. And how significant will that prove to be?
You were down and out at Prenton Park, almost down and out at Villa Park as well.
Well, I think Daly and Gibb was something to cling on to at Tranmere with that nice goal that he scored. And then it was just, I think, a script writer couldn't write a better script, could he? It had everything: drama, penalties, good goals, great atmosphere. It had a lot, and I'm just glad that would come through in the end.
Higgins' clearance. Barrett. Now Teal with a long ball for Daly to chase. Daly gets it back. A good ball to Townsend. Excellent ball into Saunders! Villa get the goal they wanted. 19 minutes gone. Dean Saunders.
This is a terrific goal. What a tremendous ball in from Townsend, and the run that has become really his trademark, Dean Saunders to the near post. And to be honest with you, you couldn't say anyone was at fault for this goal. It's just a very, very well constructed goal.
Foul there by McGreal has given Villa a free kick. Richardson will try and cause the problem again for Nixon with a good ball in.
Another terrific goal, Alan. What quality crosses, that's what led to the 2 goals. Very, very difficult to defend this ball. But then a very, very brave finish from Teal, who just threw himself in there. Watch the quality of this ball. Keeper can't come, defenders can't defend it. And a terrific, brave diving header. Suddenly the Twin Towers don't seem so far away for the Villa fans and the Villa players.
Here's the goal, and following it, the way the manager, Ron Atkinson, greeted it.
We got a free kick out on our right, and I just remember setting off to go normal position, and Ray and Rico took it quickly, and I don't know why I did, I just kept going to where I should be going. I remember thinking to myself as Rico sort of launched it towards their box that they weren't going to get to it, and it was going to fall in the space where I was running to, so it was just, you know, one of those things, you keep going and hope it does land there.
Afterwards, the picture I think a lot of people will remember is a big grin on the face.
Yeah.
Down on all fours and a big grin.
Yeah, I was all them blacks mugging me in the box, you know. I got jumped on, didn't I? You know, I mean, no, obviously it was a great satisfaction. It put us in a position where we knew we could get to Wembley. Obviously then we had the other side of the coin, we had the real downer with the penalty. All those penalty, so 2-1. We're struggling a little bit, and the second half went ever so quick. It was, you know, it just felt like we were never ever going to score. And then Daly popped up again after the first leg. He did it the second leg, 2 minutes from time header. I mean, it was a great header, to be fair. His placement of his header was superb, right to the corner. And then all I remember really is extra time was boring, and just sort of flashed past as if nothing was ever going to happen. And then the penalties.
No problem. Kenny Irons takes Tranmere penalty against Bosnich. And same corner, same outcome. Same score, 1-1. Right, my man dubbed John Wayne by his manager. Gets off the horse, ties it up to the post, pulls out the gun, gets his finger on the trigger, and fires the bullet right down the middle. Now it's the turn of the substitute, Tony Thomas, to try and keep that record going and bring Tranmere level at 2-2. He's taking a long run up, and it was a successful run. I think managers will say it's all about who wants to take them, who's got the bottle, and here's a young lad who has got the bottle. And he's got the accuracy as well. Jed Brennan is the next man firing line for Tranmere Rovers. He saved it, Bosnich!
This is where it becomes a game within a game. The two penalties that they've taken so far have both been in to Bosnich's left, and he must have been thinking, I bet he thinks he's going to put it there, I'll put in the other one, and he's gone again. And as we said before, he is very athletic, and it was just at the right height where keepers like it. He didn't have to go down for it, he didn't have to go up, he just had to go across.
I remember right at the start of the season, unfortunate there for Brannan, but right at the start of this campaign, Bosnich saved the penalty coming on as a substitute in the opening round against Birmingham from John Frayne. I wonder if another penalty save is going to be crucial. Atkinson with the next one for Villa. He scored. It's 4-2, and a little bit of daylight appears for Aston Villa. Higgins it is with a critical kick, and he scored right into the roof of the net. Thank you very much, no problem. Wow, the relief. 4-3. Talented, mature for his age, and he's going to need that maturity and calmness now, because this penalty, let's face it, this could be the one that sends Villa to Wembley, quite possibly. He's hit the bar! Tranmere are still alive! Aldridge, the man who normally takes the penalties, has been saved up for the last, and as it turns out, most crucial. If he scores here, it's 4-4, and they're still alive, and he has scored. Now it's sudden death. Richardson for Villa, and he has missed it. The Tranmere players are celebrating, but let's mute those celebrations briefly. They've still got to score themselves, of course, and if he scores from the penalty spot, Tranmere Rovers will be at Wembley, and the club that's never played at the top level of English football in its 73-year history are one kick away from Wembley. What drama!
He'll be the coolest man on the park, this chap taking this one.
He saved it, Bosnich!
Told you it'd be cool, I didn't say he'd score it. Dear me, it's incredible, it's just swinging to and fro here. And, oh.
Yes, Ron, quite. Daly is going to take it. And the sudden death continues. It gets to the fans, it gets to the players, it gets to the commentary box as well, I can tell you. Remember, now it's a case of a certain number each. It's just, you score, next one miss, you're through, they're out. Daly has scored.
The best penalty we've seen for a while in this penalty shootout. He was cool as a cucumber and he just slotted it in.
Ian Nolan has got to score this, got to score it, or Tranmere are out. Bosnich, the hero. Aston Villa go to Wembley. Tranmere's dream ends tragically in defeat.
Now let's go on to the final. You had a plan pre-match to keep the lads happy, to keep their minds off the game. I mean, everybody's going to say, in hindsight, well, it worked. But I mean, talk us through what you actually did with the lads.
Well, I mean, it's not too dissimilar to the way we set about things at Sheffield Wednesday 2 years earlier, when, ironically enough, the opposition was Manchester United. because we haven't been to Wembley for a long time, and because Sheffield were in a similar situation, I thought, you know, I wanted to make Wembley an event. I mean, different for Manchester United, different for Liverpool, who've been there fairly often, and Arsenal have been there fairly often over the last 10 years. We haven't been for goodness knows how long, 17 years. So I thought, we're going to go and make it an event, because I have that feeling, if you make the players, make the wives, make the fans, make everybody feel good about Wembley, rightly or wrongly, have the belief that it gives you the desire to want to go back there.
And you had Stan Boardman on the coach.
Well, that's something else we did. I mean, you know, Stan, I wanted to relax our players. I wanted the players to enjoy it. I wanted them. Very often, a player will say about a cup final, "It went that fast, I can't remember it."
Well, I don't know whether to get changed or not yet. If Paul McGrath turns up, and then might have a game.
No doubt about it. The movement from Man United off the ball is better. But Villa are coming into it a little bit for me.
They are indeed. Here's a chance now. It's a goal by Julian Atkinson.
That's a terrific goal.
He scores priceless goals, does Atkinson, including 2 in the semi-finals at crucial moments against Tranmere Rovers.
Great ball from Saunders, and he just tucks it round Seeley, and Steve Bruce just can't get there.
Popped in, and a goal! Saunders might well have got a touch. It was certainly a terrific free kick there. Kevin Richardson took the free kick. And they're 2-0 ahead. Let's see who got the touch here. Yep.
Well, it might look a bit lucky from that, but he's got in there, he stuck his foot out, and that's what opportunism's all about. I suppose when you look at Man United, I mean, Cantona's not been a force at all in the second half, and you wonder whether the events of the last week maybe have caught up with him. He's so inspirational for them.
Owen curling this one in, going for it, gets a fist to it, knocked back by Mark Hughes. Well,
is there another twist, Brian?
Maybe we've been writing the obits a little too early. Atkinson bringing Daly in, against the post. Daly Atkinson off the line. Daly Atkinson, I think he might. Has he given a penalty? He's given a penalty. He's given a penalty. It was handled on the line, and Villa now have a chance now. What will happen?
Well, it all happened so quick, Brian, this.
Let's just have a look and see what happens to Seeley.
Terrific shot. Comes back to Atkinson, and it's handball by
Kanchelskis, I think, on the line. Well, Andrei Kanchelskis is off. The 2 managers confer. The referee, bound by laws which he doesn't agree with, and poor Andrei Kanchelskis, the man from the Ukraine, did, I suppose, what any competitor would want to do, try and in any way to stop the ball crossing a line. It's 3-1 Villa.
It was heavy. No, I was very, very proud and honoured, you know. It's probably the highlight of my career. Watching Man U go up there, and then the cup appeared, and then I had to walk up, and I was going to lift it and turn it around to all the claret and blue. It was a really, really good moment in my life.
Is it a real spine tingler?
Yeah, it gives you the shivers, I tell you.
Yeah.
I like that feeling a bit more as well.
Well, after Wembley, it all seemed a bit of an anticlimax. Defeats at Manchester City and Blackburn sandwiched a goalless draw with Norwich. And then came victory at Bramall Lane, Villa's first win in the league for 8 games. Sheffield United had taken the lead through Adrian Littlejohn, but Villa was soon back level. Another 20-yarder from the skipper, his 7th goal of the season. Villa's win was sealed by Graham Fenton's first league goal for the club. He'd come to prominence during a loan spell at West Bromwich Albion earlier in the season, and then in the latter stages of the cup run. His goal meant Villa had won a league game at last, but then came 3 more defeats with 11 goals conceded in the process. Two of them came against Arsenal at home. The first, a penalty from Ian Wright past Nigel Spink back in goal for the injured Mark Bosnich, who had been named the supporters' player of the season. In the second half, though, Ray Houghton got an equaliser, his 5th goal of the campaign. A typically assertive run, a neat finish, and Villa had seemed set for a draw. Not even David Seaman was good enough to stop this one. But Ian Wright got a late winner for the Londoners. It was his 2nd of the game, set up by Kevin Campbell. It was now April the 23rd. Villa Park hadn't seen a first-team home win since February the 27th. The season drew to a close. 2 away matches in 3 days yielded 9 goals to the opposition. 5 up at Newcastle, where Stefan Beinlich scored Villa's solitary reply, and 4 at the Dell, where Dean Saunders was the team's only shining light against Southampton. It also meant that both Newcastle and Southampton had completed the double over Villa. The last game of the season was a little brighter though, a 2-1 home win over Liverpool. Robbie Fowler put Liverpool ahead and set Villa on course for ending the season with 4 consecutive defeats. But Dwight Yorke saved the day with both of Villa's goals. It meant Villa had finished 10th in the league, but more importantly, it meant a successful end to a season in which the Coca-Cola Cup success had assured another season of European football for Aston Villa.
Well, this then effectively is what the season was all about, and no Aston Villa fan will surely forget that memorable day at Wembley when Manchester United were beaten 3-1. The season began with the Coca-Cola Cup in Japan. It ended with the Coca-Cola Cup at Wembley. And all at Aston Villa are determined to ensure that there's more success to come.
What I do know and what we have proved, not as many times as I would have liked, but what we've proved this season, particularly in the Coca-Cola Cup, is that when we turn it on, when everybody's bang at us, we can play anybody in this country and beat them.